Donald Trump is catching smoke from Michelle Obama and Barack Obama, as a few days ago, Michelle Obama won an award in France. And while her speech, she completely dissed Donald Trump. We'll look clip right now.
You were doing the people's work, rescuing our economy, expanding healthcare, ending a war, ordering the bin Laden raid, saving an auto industry, winning a peace prize. Keeping us safe from Ebola.
We also know since the past years of presidency, there's always been a rivalry between Barack Obama and Donald Trump, which have been deciding who is the real best president. And we see as of recently, Donald Trump and Barack Obama have been mentioning that, well, the reflecting pool was better when Barack Obama was there and many other factors. And as of recently, the UFC 250 event, which Trump hosted, there was a UFC fighter named Josh Hokett who had the chance to speak and mention that Michelle Obama is a man, which then Barack Obama really got pissed at that and then went on to basically him and his wife basically going to spew hate towards Trump and call him names, right? And brag basically on how Barack Obama was a better president than Donald Trump was. And we've seen it. Right? Since the past 20 years, even when Barack was in office, when Donald Trump was in office, there was good sides and there was bad sides from both people.
Of course.
And there's people that argue Barack was a better president. Trump was a better president. But now Michelle Obama is really giving smoke towards Trump right now. And we see it during the speeches.
Of course. And considering that a UFC fighter at Donald Trump's 250 event directly says that Michelle Obama is a man is the biggest insult. I can't even imagine being Michelle Obama and being insulted left, right, and center. Look, it's been a crazy rumor. I don't believe it at all. It's probably fake. It's just the haters online. They love to spew some garbage, as we know. But in general, this should have never happened. And Michelle Obama just to diss back at Trump is really funny. It's hilarious.
I mean, we know that he hosted the UFC 250 event. And I don't really think that Trump really knew that if a fighter were to come and say that.
Of course.
I think Trump found it hilarious. Now imagine if it was the other side around. Yeah. What if Barack Obama was hosting the event and a UFC fighter were to hop on and say that Melania Trump was a man?
Yeah.
Well,
Donald Trump would have not taken that well.
Would Trump be happy? I don't think so. I think Barack is way better of taking stuff than Donald Trump is.
Yeah, of course.
If Donald Trump, it was his side that was getting hatred, then I don't really think Trump would be happy with it. And we know Trump. He has a big mouth. He has a big ego also. We know that Trump, he has lots of future projects for the country. And he's not really a man of his word also.
Basically got to keep in account that Donald Trump is a humongous crybaby. My bad. He's been trying to establish his name, saying that some of his insiders in the White House have been claiming that Donald Trump is not comparing himself to the greats like Genghis Khan and Alexander the Great and all these Egyptian gods and stuff like that. So it's out of place for a president to not only let all these events happen, but just for a president to be losing his mind, especially him on True Social at 3 a.m., just posting AI slop out of nowhere.
Donald Trump is also basically mentioning that he had more of an impact than all the past greats, right? And well, I don't really know about that. I guess we'd have to really look it up. And well, I don't think so. Let's be real. What has Donald Trump done compared to he compares himself to? Well, he basically mentioned that he's the best president that
all time
the USA had over the past 100 years.
Yeah,
and not only the best, but the healthiest.
Yeah, well, that is a ridiculous statement, especially saying that he has a 30 on 30 cognitive score, which even if he does have one, it doesn't show at all. He's losing his mind in events. He's sleeping at the UFC event, cabinet meetings, in meetings. What's next? We're going to see him sleep in a rally. Well, look, we've seen him sleep at an NBA game with the Knicks, which went viral just for Donald Trump to be stating that Joe Biden was called Sleepy Joe. Now it's actually Sleepy Don.
And what kind of a leader of a man that's the healthiest president in the past 100 years goes on an interview, then rages off and breaks the mic?
Yep. Yeah.
A leader.
Of course.
That's a leader? Is that a leader? I don't really think so. For him to, and we know that the girl waited hours in the rain. He waited with her. And, she was trying to be polite, I guess. And Donald Trump just to rage off the set, basically breaking the mic also. I don't know. Does that show signs that he's the healthiest and the leader? I don't think so.
Because I mean, look,
and also not only he's been sleeping all over the place, but we've seen in interviews and meetings that his answers don't really, he doesn't really know what he's saying.
Yeah.
Like he'll get asked about what's going on in the war or past projects or future projects. And he'll start talking about, I don't know, the reflecting pool or the drone port that's happening or the ballroom, whatever it is. He always switches the subject to what he's proud of and he wants to say, which that's not a leader, right?
Of course.
As a country, you need to adapt and try new things. And if you're always focused on stuff that the people aren't really interested on, then
Of course.
I don't think that's going to really do an impact on the country.
Because you have to mention that not only of him forgetting answers and being lost when being asked questions, he got 22 different specialists to review his health, which is not normal. Donald Trump is 80 years old, but 22 different specialists? What's going on? Is Donald Trump mentally ill and he's just falling apart left, right, and center? Look, there's been claims of that he possibly has Alzheimer's or other problems, which he's not helping his case. Him forgetting answers and him throwing these tantrums in front of live interviewers is not stable.
If we were to ask the people, who do you think is healthier, Barack Obama or Trump? I think right now they would say Barack is way healthier.
Of course.
We personally didn't see Obama resting his eyes or his alertness going down. And I don't also think that Barack Obama drinks a lot of Coca-Cola.
Exactly, yeah.
When it starts becoming a case that you drink more Coca-Cola than water and eating fast food left, right, and center, what kind of leader that's a billionaire and has people around him like RFK Jr. eating McDonald's, Burger King, whatever, name it all, he probably eats it all. Pizza, lots of Coca-Cola, we know it. He barely sleeps. He barely sleeps. All of that together impacts his overall health, his stress, his hormones, and we've seen it happen unroll the past 2 months. We've seen his health. What's going to happen next? We don't know. We know that people are now betting on Donald Trump falling asleep, and that's a bit ridiculous if you ask me.
Of course, when the president of the United States is sleeping in events, and as you mentioned, if people are betting on these outcomes, then that means it's been happening too much. It's a reoccurring event every time.
And we also know that, well, here's the thing. Barack and Michelle Obama aren't really happy at Trump right now at all. They aren't, because for Barack to get his wife called a man and like I mentioned, would you think Trump would be happy with that if Melania got called a man?
We would see crazy true social posts.
And also, this whole thing isn't about being better than one another. It's about improving the country.
Yeah.
If someone's better than me, cool.
Yeah, sure, of course.
Cool. I'm not the best. There's always a bigger fish out there, the bigger fish theory.
Yeah.
And if someone's better than another, it does not mean he'll have a bigger impact than the other person. Which, look at Trump right now. People have been mentioning he's the worst president of all time. Okay. But he still wants to engrave himself in history. He wants to put himself on the $250 bill. Pretty sure he started a war, to distract the people of the Epstein files.
Of course.
We know Trump. He doesn't eat good at all. He's unhealthy. He's trying to push himself to be the most known president of the next 100, 200, 300 years. So even people that don't even know politics, that are in another country, they know Donald Trump.
Yeah, I mean,
they've already seen his face. He's a good marketer.
Of course.
He knows how to market himself. He does. I mean, the Trump Towers, Trump hotels, the Trump family is huge. We know this.
Yeah. Well, the sad part about it is that in general, Donald Trump has been in every headline every single day. How is he causing all these problems every day? For most of you out there, we're still young, but for most of you, the past 10 years, this whole decade has just been Trump every day since 2016, basically.
Even when he wasn't in office, it was still Trump, which that's crazy.
Yeah, even when Joe Biden was president, it was always Donald Trump.
I mean, look at Ronald Reagan, for example.
Yeah.
Even when he was out of office, we didn't really hear him. We didn't really hear about him.
He was chill, but Donald Trump every single day. Keep in mind, I bet you when his term's going to be done in 2 years, he's still going to be on the news every single day somehow, and he's not even going to be in office. He's just going to be in his Mar-a-Lago mansion just chatting bullshit on True Social.
And we also know that Donald Trump, every chance he gets to get more popular,
of course,
or get his word out more, or like you mentioned, he'll be there for 28 and 32 as president. Or if that doesn't happen, he'll become prime minister in Israel. Well, that alone, he wants to push himself out. He wants people to know that, hey, I'll be there in 28 and 32, or I might become prime minister of Israel. And what you guys also need to realize is every single news outlet, every single YouTuber, podcaster, news reporter, every single time they speak about Trump, Trump loves that. Either positive or negative, it gets his name bigger every single time. And Trump loves that. We know Trump, the more stuff that gets spoken about Trump, either positive, negative online, he likes that. Because it gives him a bigger name, whether it makes him look weaker or more powerful. I don't think Trump cares at this point.
No, I think he's just trying to make himself as big as possible. Look, I mean, him releasing the Epstein files wasn't really the best move on his point. It did make him look like a victim in general, but just for Michelle Obama and Barack Obama to be actually fighting back Donald Trump with their speeches, and considering this, Donald Trump at the G7 event was stating that Barack Obama's deal with Iran was terrible and they were just basically giving him free money. But now Donald Trump was going to be giving more money to Iran than Barack Obama did.
That's true.
Which is massive. I mean, Donald Trump always states that he is the best deal maker of all time, the art of the deal, whatever his book was. And just for him to be basically getting shit on.
And I think the public is forgetting this, that for a country to really be great, it's not only about who's the better president every couple of years. I think it should be more, they're helping each other out instead of proving,
of course,
who's better than one another. And you know what I mean? Look at Xi Jinping. He's been around for years, right?
Yeah,
years and years.
Yeah.
I don't really think that the people in China, Xi Jinping just get out of office. Same thing for Russia. Look at Putin. I don't think that people are that mad of Putin and he needs to get out of office. And look at the States, right? It's every 4 years that there's a new. Right. Okay. So every single time there's a new president, how about they start helping each other out instead of, well, I was better than Barack. I was better than George Washington. I was better than Ronald Reagan. I was better. How about they actually start helping each other to improve the country than just, I don't know, proving who's better by doing insane stuff like, I'm going to reshape Washington, D.C. I'm going to build a golden statue of myself on top of it. What is that going to change? Who cares? Who cares?
Sadly, I think Donald Trump completely misunderstood what a president is. A president is someone that isn't starting wars left, right, and center, that isn't causing world problems like tariffs. Tariffs was impacting the market massively. Cars were like super expensive. Food got even more expensive. Donald Trump keeps saying that we're going to make America great again. And he's going to win, but it's just a big, massive L. It's just lose left, right, and center. How is it that a president is trying to make himself the best of all time when he's starting these wars?
And we also know that a great leader is someone that thinks for other people, not just himself.
Yes.
For Donald Trump, the fact that he's unhealthy right now, eating slop, right? He's eating fast food. He knows he shouldn't be eating it. He's drinking Coke, right? How about he actually gets in shape so that he can prove to his people that he's a good leader. He's able to get in shape when he wants. He'll have clear ideas. His alertness will go up. He won't be sleeping in cabinet meetings, right? Or at events. How about he does that? A good leader is someone that thinks for the people, not just themselves. We've seen in history.
100%.
Look at the greats of all time, right? They thought about the people, not just them.
Yep.
That's how you become a good leader and make a country actually great.
I mean, sorry,
how are you going to make America great again when you're unhealthy and you're not a man of your word? He's not. I mean, if you say you're not going to start a war, we're counting on you for not to start a war. So for him to have started the war in Iran, I think that people lose trust in him a lot.
Of course. Well, even that, Donald Trump's been a massive liar. I mean, he can't even keep his lies stable. It's just left, right, and center, lying in interviews, lying at the press. How does it make it seem good? There's been so much MAGA supporters leaving because they're realizing this is bullshit. He's barely releasing anything about Epstein files. Releases the alien files, and it's a bunch of bullshit. And be real.
It is, yeah.
They release websites about immigration and it's like aliens and stuff. Like, come on. When is it going to be a stable story?
When it starts to become a distraction story and starting with the war to distract the people or either it's the alien files, well, that's not good at all because then we're having a president, which in turn, he's trying to cover himself up from what he possibly or did, right? We don't really know. We don't know. We don't really know. We know that he was involved. We don't know what he did. But when it starts to become a story of distraction, then we know that the people start to lose trust and don't really believe everything. So then that's where the people start hating. That's when the people start, because if there wouldn't have been a war and there was world peace, well, maybe that's a different story.
Yeah.
Maybe then the people like Trump. Maybe then he's not a piece of shit like the people keep mentioning.
Sadly, he's not even helping himself.
No, he's not.
He's just making seem this all super worse. And considering that in 2 years, we're going to start seeing the next presidential candidates start their elections, There's been a big reformatting or rechanging with JD Vance, trying to make him look like the good guy now. And you can clearly tell there's going to be a big push for JD Vance in a year.
I mean, we're going to see this. This is going down in history, like in real time. What we're going to see when we're going to be gone, when everyone's going to be gone, we're going to see in 100, 200 years that Donald Trump, they're either going to say he was the best president of all time or they're going to say he's the worst president of all time. And what he's done with the war and the Epstein files and name it all. This is going down in history. And possibly, who knows if he gets his face put on the $250 bill and what's going to happen. And maybe he's going to try to put a statue of himself in 24 karat gold on the top of the Washington, D.C. Who knows what can happen at this point?
Anything's possible.
But leave us know what you think of all this down in the comments. Really let us know. We're interested. If you made it this far, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe to the channel. It helps us out a lot. Hit that notification bell also. We upload daily long form and short form content. We're on every platform. Check us out if you're interested. This was T and Matt on The Berube Show. Thank you for tuning in. Wherever you're watching this in the world, stay safe and take care.